All right, welcome everyone. Akasha here. We're just getting everybody in, and let me see if you can hear this. So that's this beautiful little bell, but we discovered in my angel class that um, they can't hear, unfortunately, on the recording, or um, that was new. The crystal bowls. So I have to figure out how to be able to share that with you better. Okay, so welcome everyone. And this is Akasha, Nan Akasha. I'm so honored you're here. I've had so much fun this last couple of weeks doing every live except for one with Jennifer. We had all these amazing guests come, and I feel like every one of them, we got some kind of a healing, or there was a process or something, and it was just so, it's been very delicious. And with all the energies going on right now, expansion of your intuitive gifts because of Jupiter and Pisces. And right now, we're in a week, we're just a couple of days. So we're already feeling the blood moon lunar eclipse, which is going to happen this week. We are in Saturn retrograde, we're going to Mercury retrograde, and whether you know what that means or not doesn't matter, because it's not a bad thing. This is actually a really soft energy, but it is a really powerful energy. And my reading, my understanding of the energies that are going to be happening this week, so they're captured here on this audio, on this video, isn't that cool? Is that we have to pay attention to past messages. We have to pay attention to things that we haven't completed or organized. Okay. And so it's a softness, but what we're going to be doing is opening to a higher level of our gifts. And that's actually what official astrologers say. I'm not an astrologer. I do listen to a few people and I read the energies for myself. I understand symbolism very well because that's an intuitive gift. We have that ability. You might be drawn to different things than I am. And so that's a gift you have. And you can develop any intuitive gift. It's staying with what you are already aligned with, what's already naturally happened to you. Even if you shut it down, it's okay. So I want to invite you to subscribe and click for notifications on my YouTube channel. Then you'll get a chance to get a notification when we go live and if we put up any new videos. And I love doing these lives, so we try to plan them ahead so people don't miss. However, sometimes I get inspired, and the more that I let go and fully relax, to me it's like going into a big comfy mattress. I'm just letting go a little bit more of those inner programs and fears that hold us in patterns, right? So there's a pattern that you've let go of. You can think back 5, 10, 20, 40, whatever years, however, wherever you are on your path, and think of a pattern you don't have anymore. And it used to be really hard. It used to be super challenging. Or think of a time when you didn't even understand intuition or even want to know it. Or think of a time when you were super intuitive, when you were super just aligned, usually as a child, very, very young, because things happen frequently very young to most of us that separate us from that love, from that sense of being whole and loving and completely accepting ourselves. So to me, awakening your intuitive gifts is allowing yourself to remember who you truly are, to accept the gifts that you have, that you hold within you. Intuition is a nice soft word for psychic, which is a very loaded word that really gets people upset. And I don't personally care for it, but only from the perspective that people have a bad opinion of that idea. There's the understanding that we have so many ways of receiving information, that senses. So years ago, I was going through many healing certifications and becoming a homeopath and a hypnotherapist. And I was working with shamans, and I was going to sacred places like Egypt and going in with our groups of 200 people into the Great Pyramid for 4 hours, only us meditating, chanting, leaving our bodies, traveling astrally, just expanding our gifts, opening to whatever information was there. And these schools that I went to were schools of awakening. They're traditionally called mystery schools. Sometimes they're called mystery schools. Sometimes they're, really, it depends. It could be energy medicine. That could be your portal through, right? Or you could have a career as a counselor or a social worker or a nurse or a teacher, or you're a parent, right? You have these life experiences, and they are part of our design. They are part of aligning us with the truth of who we are, aligning us with our gifts, giving us an opportunity. It may not seem like it because you may hate your job. Excuse me, my glasses are really dirty and I don't. And you want so much to find something to do on a daily basis that you put your energy into, because it's your sacred work. You might think of your sacred work as, creating spiritual paintings or doing Reiki or something separate from being a banker or whatever it is that you do right now. It's not. And when you integrate the two is when you allow the left and the right, the feminine and the masculine, the above and below, the material and the spiritual. There's duality all around us, or we couldn't play in the form. There wouldn't be glasses. There wouldn't be anything to touch. And we're here, really, it's an honor that we're here. We're here in a body, blessed beyond belief to have so many senses, so many ways of communicating, so many realms we can communicate with, so many options of the life we can choose to live. This isn't what most of us were taught. In fact, in 33 or 30 something years of doing this kind of work, I don't think I've ever met anybody who was, some people were raised in sort of spiritual or woo-woo or healing or hippie or relaxed or open families. However, most of us were conditioned or programmed in some way to believe that we had to work hard, that we had to do things with our mind and our body, that feminine intuition, psychicness, astrology, talking to flowers, animal communication, whatever it is, meditation, yoga, it just went across the board, was silly, right? And it was disempowered. And it's not a man-woman thing. It's a masculine-feminine energy thing. And we have an overdeveloped analytical mind. We have an overdeveloped logical, analytical way of perceiving, receiving, and wow, that was weird. And living, because this is all we've seen and this is what we've been taught, but this is what the awakening is about that's happening right now. It is May of 2021. And if you look back on this one day, you'll go, oh, wow, you guys were right in the middle of it. And we're right in the middle of a major metamorphosis. That means breakdown. That means letting go of all identity and then reforming into something higher. So if you think of a caterpillar and a butterfly, they literally physically are representing a higher state of consciousness because one crawls and one flies, just in that one little way. And this is what we're doing. And so our intuitive nature isn't going to be ignored anymore or disrespected anymore or limited anymore. And that's also could be called balancing the feminine and the masculine, or awakening both of your Ida and your Pingala, your flows here in the middle that, are the caduceus or the different ancient symbols that represent the two snakes. They wind up through your chakras, which are energy centers that affect the glands and bring energy in to actually allow us to be animated in our body. Every now and then I see the video jumped. It's very strange. So maybe we're speeding up time. So I'm an energy girl, as you can tell. And so I've gone around the world and had these epic experiences. And I live here in Mayaland, and we go to pyramids regularly, and we're on the beach and we're going into nature. And I have to now, it's not an option for me anymore to separate my life, to say there's the logical, practical life, and there's the spiritual or feminine or intuitive life. There's the the masculine and and the feminine are coming back into balance. And it means raising the feminine, raising the intuitive, raising the unseen, raising the nurturing, raising the love, all the essences, qualities of the feminine side of things has to be brought back up, but not just brought up, but respected and loved. And that is the honor that we do to ourselves when we say, I'm ready to accept my intuitive gifts. I'm ready to accept that I am intuitive, that everyone was born intuitive, that I'm not the only person to be, hated, and I'm not here to be punished in my hard, difficult, abusive life, or challenges or losses or fears about believing in myself or trusting, not doing everything the hard way, so to speak. This is a process. It's a path. It's an evolution, but we're in an accelerated evolution, and we see it in nature. We can see it in the way we perceive. Our awareness is raising. Things are becoming transparent. We can see through what people are saying. We're seeing multiple options. We're realizing that we have a connection to the highest possible highest possible state for us at that time. So when you do energy work, when you clear your body, when you meditate or give yourself space and time to be with nature, when you respect and actually make an intention to remember, to reconnect, to cleanse and clear yourself so that you can reach and reconnect to higher and higher levels of who you are, you're designed as this enormous light body full of all these talents and things that you already know and are already an expert at, or things that you have a natural affinity for. You might know some of them, but most likely a lot of them are hidden, or they're suppressed, or they're very, very, they're weighed down. So they're not really seeing the full breadth of it. And this is the richness that we're looking for. We're looking for a reconnection to spirit, to our purpose. We're looking for a reconnection to our heart, to knowing our own inner truth, making our own choices from our own inner authority. It can no longer be an option that we constantly look outside of ourselves for approval, for love, for direction, for guidance, for forgiveness, for permission. All right. So with all the different ways that I work with people, I went from learning to be a hypnotherapist and a healer and a meditation teacher and things like this, to starting, I awoken my vision. And it took me a long time to see things, but right now you awaken really fast. So that's the good part of doing this work, right? Is allowing yourself to blossom and let go. So when you do the underneath work, which means, is it safe for me? Is it safe for me to open up? So I want to thank everybody who's been a part of this incredible adventure. And I want to remind you that a lot of these have processes. You can go back to do the crystal bowl readings again, or to do some of the healings, or the journey with Carol Nyack, where she connected us to Stonehenge. And, just everybody gave something beautiful that's experiential. And that's what I'm all about, is experiences. So because I kept using my gifts and I kept learning, and then I started teaching, and then I started guiding, and then I started working with people and animals, and all the different things that looked like they didn't fit together came together. And the jobs and the degrees that I got in the past that I left for different reasons and I thought was a waste of time, or that I'd failed, those all came into focus. And I started to see like a puzzle, that I am this puzzle, and this is where you are. Everybody is a puzzle. And right now we're rebuilding the structure of our purpose. And that is the container inside of which we then pull from the infinite field to create our reality in this really colorful way. But right now we think we only have this much to create with. We have this tiny little pot. And as you awaken your intuitive gifts, as you learn to master your emotions, to step outside, unhook from people's dramas and from feeding your mind negativity or fear, and not just to ignore what's happening in the world, but to change your state intentionally. So this is what the masters did in the past. This is why people went to schools or studied philosophy or learned alchemy or mystery schools, which is understanding nature and understanding energy. And it's a lot of science too, and sacred geometry. And why? Because they knew that the path to wisdom, the path to a full, rich life, came by connecting to more of who you are. So you're multidimensional, and everything is multidimensional. That means that you have layers of skills and gifts and ways of connecting and receiving information angels. We're doing an angels class right now that's just mind-blowing, because everybody's angels are different and they show up and work with them in a different way because they chose them, and they're very specific in how they work. And everybody's at a different level of intuitive awakening. So some people are perceiving more sensory, and some people are perceiving visions, and some people are getting ahas and awakenings, or having physical releases. And these are just a few of the ways that you receive intuitive. So when you look at your senses, make sure you watch my class that I gave you yesterday. It's from the new product called Awaken to Your 360 Senses. When you do that, there's some sensory games in there. And there's a declaration to help you keep safe and to create the right protective energies. Because when you awaken your intuitive gifts, there is a lot of energy out there, and there are a lot of worlds, there's a lot of dimensions, there's a lot of states. Nobody can tell you exactly what will happen for you, because you're going to tune in your own way, and you have a different way of perceiving. But there's symbols and symbolism and all kinds of cool things. And there's the ability to access your records, so to speak. Some people call Akashic records, and there's another level where there's your soul blueprint, which is where I work with a lot, which is above in the ninth chakra energy center. And there's the ability to talk to everything. Everything's alive and conscious. So crystals are friends of mine, very big deal. And Thoth is one of my main guides that I worked with in the first mystery school I went to, and has been with me ever since. Very real. I have conversations all the time with these beings. I create energy structures around our house. I cleanse and clear us several times a day. I teach all this in my different classes. And just before this, I lit some copal, which is a Mayan incense made from a resin of a tree. And it's extremely cleansing and extremely protective. And it pulls out energies. Dark or negative energies means energies that are not optimal for you. Is it good for you to have a heavy heart, to feel guilt, and to not believe you're good enough, and to walk around craving constantly for something more when you're not even perceiving what you have or who you are? Because when you accept your intuitive gifts, you balance your masculine and feminine more, you give time and respect to your intuition, and you listen to it, and you learn to decipher it, and you receive it, and you practice receiving the way that you're really good at receiving. So maybe you get colors or knowings, right? I just knew I was supposed to call Susie, type of thing. Whatever it is, whatever way you get it, please respect it. Please amplify it. Look at it. Give thanks for it. Ask for your angels or your higher self, or whatever you like to connect with, whatever way you like to connect with other energies. You go in and affirm that the same way you would with any other relationship. I love that. Thank you so much for that. I would love more of this, please. So I say, oh, I love this. Thank you for this. I would love to receive more of this. So that's one way of simply giving feedback, because you're not being greedy. So then you're going to hit your programs. So a lot of times people have a hard time with their intuition because people around you might bully you, might think it's stupid, might be very critical. You might fear losing a reputation or a friend or a job or family members if they knew that you were intuitive or psychic or talking to angels or receiving profound gifts. I've worked with people who didn't think they had any gifts at all. They didn't even understand what we were talking about. And in the very first exercise, they sat with a tree and wrote, and they came back and they read it, and it was like poetry. It was like, what? Who was that? And they were like, I don't know. It just was sitting with that tree and saying the things you told us to say, and then putting my pen on the paper. I just decided, I don't even know what's happening right now, but I'm going to see. I just want to step aside and see. And so he was smart enough at that early stage to just step outside of himself, essentially, and watch. That's what you want to do. Watch, like be aware. It's like listening for a pin to drop, but with all of your senses. And when you get like this, you don't want to overwhelm yourself. So you shut them down. This is why I give you the whole way to set this up, is make sure that you're not just taking on any energies. Okay. You don't need to be overwhelmed, and you can say, this is too much right now, because some people turn on their faucets and start receiving constantly. I had one client who used to have literal beings come next to her bed, and she could see them full body. And she was like, they would wake her up and they'd pace around the bed and tell her, you've got to do this, you've got to do this thing, you've got to call this person tomorrow. And they would stay there all night until she got up and called this person. So it's very interesting, because you will have, sometimes you'll feel frustrated because you don't remember what happened in an experience or a dream or a process. I do very deep sessions with people, and so sometimes they go through a lot of things, but that's why we record it. But some people feel frustrated because they wanted, oh, I wish I saw more, I wish I felt more. That craving is a low state of consciousness that keeps you stuck. It's the level of trapped or enslavement. And when you're in craving, you're in disappointment. And when you're in disappointment, you're keeping yourself shut. So if you want to receive more information from angels and guidance and synchronicities and magic and miracles, and trust that money's going to be there and whatever else you want, that's the world that you're ready to open to. You get to decide your health and wealth. You make these choices from inside. We are blown away, Chris and I, at how our life has unfolded over, well, altogether, but really over the last 5 years, because it's just been literally get rid of everything, step off the cliff into the world and see what happens. And because we listen to our energy, our intuition, because we were looking for a place or people or a situation or an environment that matched who we were. We wanted to feed ourselves. I love the beach. I love this. I love this. I love this. Instead of denying yourself or thinking you can't have it or waiting till the day you can, always be moving towards that, because that's one way of feeding yourself. And the more you do that, the more intuitive you'll become, the more you'll begin to align, the more you'll have those knowings, the more you'll realize that you have a sense and you already know. Then there's the whole deciphering. Like, a lot of times people misinterpret a message or guidance or an intuitive synchronistic thing that happens and feel confused later that things don't turn out that way. So there's different layers of intuitive awakening, and be on your intuitive awakening like you're on an adventure, like it's so exciting, like it's leading to your favorite holiday, which may be, summer or your birthday or Christmas or whatever is something that you can just feel the sense of, I know it's there, because you're opening gifts. Imagine you're opening gifts. How amazing is that? So I want to share with you here. Before we start the readings, I want to share with you a new adventure that I want to invite you on. So I am going to have, I'm not sure what's going on here, so we'll start over. I want to invite you to have an adventure with me this summer. So this is an all new class.
Weird background clicking noise.
Okay.
Just use the built-in microphone and we'll see how that works.
Oh, okay. Thank you, honey. Should I use a lavalier?
No, I think it's the don't.
Okay. All right. So hopefully you can hear me well. Oh, my volume. I'll turn it up a little bit. Chris came and said that there was a clicking noise, so that's good. Let's get rid of that. So what we're going to do this summer is do. There we go. A intuition awakening summer training, and it's going to be all online because of what's happening right now, but it's going to be very interactive. So you're going to get to practice, you're going to get case studies, you're going to learn all different ways you receive information, you're going to understand yourself. And to get started, you're going to have a mini reading with me. That's one of the bonuses I'm giving you, because I want you to understand where you are. We want to get a snapshot, and I want to connect with you personally. So I wanted to share this because this beautiful woman that's a part of my class shared this with me, and I was so moved by this. She said, one person can indeed change the world, not because of their singular might, but their unique access to legions of light. Working together, they have set forth the grandest of ripples. What is unique about them is that they are ardent seekers of the light as truth or as intelligence or as love. Most importantly, they listen and learn. They seek and see. Your touch is simply a magical marvel to me. but I started working with your programs in earnest. Before I started working with your programs in earnest, I've tried so many programs, books, modalities, etc. Your teachings have assisted me with kickstarting my own grand ripples. I've been hearing to share my experience with you so you get the precise feedback on the results, which I so appreciate. I sure do love my experiences in your mysterious magic. Thank you for all that you do for blessing my life with your light. And this is better than almost anything else I get, is when I get feedback like that. And it's not an ego thing. I did used to need it. There was a time in my life I needed to, I needed my husband to say he loved me. I needed my mom to say I was good enough. That was that emptiness. But now I accept it, because if we are all one and you're part of the universe and it can't be whole without you and I'm part of it too, then we're one, or that we're connected. So in a way, I'm saying it to me, or source is saying it to me. And if I receive it, then we both get enriched. So I would like to invite you into my mysterious magic and come and play. We're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to do intuition games and activation and practical energetic practices. You're going to learn about your clairs, your clairaudience, clairsentience, claircognizance, clairvoyance. We have exercises and processes so you can continue. I always make things like meditations or daily activations and things like that you're going to have. And when you can connect to your angelic realms, your nature spirits, ascended masters, to all the things around us, colors and elements and crystals, like I said, and even to the infinite field, which you're a part of, or each other, or other lives you've had, your life opens up. It becomes so rich because you're looking at this richness that you came here to play with. You came with this palette and you're here to play with it. And we're literally like using one brush with our hands tied behind our back to paint our life, when we have this vast palette to play with. And it's your intuitive gifts that are important, because they will lead to balance. They will lead to happiness. They will lead to a life of purpose, because you're going to be listening to your inner guidance, right? And that does give us more wealth and more health in whatever way is optimal. You'll learn to stop worrying about, am I good enough, or do I have enough? Because there's just a way that you're together. You know that you're there. And the more you are you, and the more you receive this other guidance, the easier your path becomes. And things like, we did a prosperity and purpose angel class last week. Oh my goodness. The things that are happening. And for me, it was mind boggling to watch the energies and that came through for days and days. And the difference in how I felt, the difference in how things were happening. It was just profound, but it's going to be different for you, but you get to live in the moment, right? So you can receive messages from everything. And so just be clear that when you do something like this intuitive awakening course, you're going to begin to open up your world. You could talk to your dog, or you could talk to your body, which is a really good idea. You could talk to wild animals. You could talk to ascended masters, or people from the past, or deceased loved ones, or your higher self, or planets, celestials. There's all kinds. So this really is, if you are ready, you want to really ask yourself, what are you looking for? Well, you might be saying, well, I'm looking for my purpose, or my job, or more clients, or some more money, or the soulmate of my life, or a healed and healthy body. And those are things that you want and you can have, but that's like looking at everything. And when you do this, you pull within, and instead of trying to generate, what do I want? What do I want? You are being what you want and receiving the energy within. Then it comes from you. Then it blossoms from you, and it's better than anything you thought of anyway. So if you're ready to up-level those skills to emphasize, amplify, like who you are. So this is all on the page at the shop. I just go to shop.manakasha.com and you'll see it right there. But this gives you an idea. We're going to do 5 intuition activation classes. This is where you're going to learn about it, practice, this is more activation, and all kinds of things. And then we're going to do 3 intuition game practice and play classes where we practice and just really have this interactive thing. And this is where it's fun, and it might be a little nervous or scary for you. I used to go to these kinds of things and force myself to speak up, force myself to be one of the people who said, okay, I'll receive a reading, or do a reading, or I'll play this game with you, or whatever, or I'll share what happened to me in that experience. But one mentor I had told me people who do that get more out of this class. And so I started to do it because I wanted to get more out of it. And it was 100% true. New things open up when you just accept who you are, accept what's coming up, and you share it. Don't worry about what other people think. And if you do, it's okay. Move through unraveling that. So then you have 4 visualization, meditation, awakening type activations, including an intuitive chakra one, because our chakras are very important. We're going to be working with them a lot because they're receivers and generators of energy. And this is where you're going to receive a lot of information through. We're going to have, you're going to get 3, those are audios that you can reuse. So throughout the week, you might be like, oh, I want to do this visualization about my third eye or about my activating my chakras and so on. Then I'm going to give you 3 intuitive attunements. One's for the morning, one's for creating, and one's for dreaming. So evening or when you want to go into a creative space. And those are daily audios. So because of all the training I've had about how your mind works, how you reprogram things, how your soul works, where your soul's missing things, how you have to do soul retrieval or find contracts that you have that are forming beliefs and opinions and then habits and then experiences in life that say you're not good enough or you shouldn't speak up or whatever the program is. I create these different levels so that you have tools to use in many different situations. So they're going to be short, intuitive things, medium length visualizations, meditations that are going to keep activating your gifts. Then you're going to have classes, you're going to have all these different levels, and you're going to have graphics, beautiful graphics and charts and checklists and declarations for setting your space and tuning into your higher self and being aligned with only what's optimal for you and awakening yourself in the optimal way so you don't blow out and get overwhelmed. Okay, I don't want you having that. So everything I've learned over 30 some years is in here to create a safe space for you and teach you how to create your own safe space and continue to do this. So we meet on Mondays and Saturdays. We don't meet over the 4th of July. And we're going to have a blast. So I hope you come. It's at shop.manakasha.com. I'm not going to read all this. I'm just going to quickly scroll through so you can see some of the topics that we're going to talk about, like connecting. How do you connect? How do you receive information? Which were your clairs? I'm going to have that mini reading with you. I'm going to give you the 360-degree Awaken Senses product so that you can be working with that right away. So we are going to reawaken your senses. You're going to learn about deciphering and decoding and understanding your communication, and will help when you get messages, then we can talk about them. I can help you decode them because this is what I do. I get visions now of people constantly, and sometimes it's very symbolic, and sometimes it's energetic, or sometimes it's showing me visually or in another way. And then we have to look deeper to understand what exactly the message is about. So this is something you're going to get better at clarifying your messages. Definitely bringing your manifestation, creation, and your purpose higher to the forefront, because when you're in your intuitive flow, then you're connected to that. We're going to do practicing. We're going to have case studies, readings. You're going to do readings on yourself and on your loved ones and your dog, and we're going to give you these fun things to do and on each other. Like I said, we're going to work with our chakras, our clairs, that's clears, third eye development, of course, energy, raising your perception of energy, your ability to perceive things like auras and chakras and energy. This is just another way of receiving information. So if we give you exercises, we give you ways of understanding energy better, you start to see it or perceive it or trust it or feel it and understand it, listen to it, and your communication gets higher. Then as you expand your state and get higher, the faster this stuff goes. Of course, visualization and emphasizing emotionality to it. Healings, lots of healings are going to happen on all levels. You're going to learn about that navigating dimensions. We're 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 8th, 10th, whatever. And understanding astral travel, other realities, understanding how you prepare yourself for that kind of thing, if it's happening or if you want it to happen. There's spirit guides and, like I said, ascended masters and gods and goddesses and nature spirits and elves and this and this and this and this and so many layers of things. And if you're not interested in that, you don't have to. Then they might not come to you, but you don't know. You may all of a sudden, I have people who look like they're from corporate who have unicorns literally coming to them in spirit form, talking to them. I've never had that, and I love unicorns. So learning about multidimensional you, your past quote unquote lives, your future lives, all the different parts of you is part of understanding your spiritual anatomy so that you understand how you might receive information. We're going to talk about light languages and symbols because intuition is a connection to subtle realms, right? Cleansing, of course, because worlds open for you as you finally give your intuitive gifts the training that they need. Then you're going to need to know how to cleanse the energy after you receive gifts or after you do a reading for somebody. You don't want their energies. You don't want any energies that aren't optimal for you. So you're going to have all these tools. And like I said, you're going to get that class. You're going to get a mini reading with me. So I hope I'll see you in that. Now we're going to get ready for intuitive readings. So what I want you to do is put your name or say something, hi, in there. And I want you to just think about this for a second, and then I'll stop sharing my slides. I want you to think about that intuition is a communication network, and that it needs to be awakened. It needs to be turned on. It needs to be upgraded. That's what I'm seeing most right now is reconnection, disconnecting things that have been connected to bad power sources, right? So if you bought a house that was kind of falling apart, which I used to do a lot of, and fix up, you would bring in an electrician and they might have to rewire the whole house. It's old, outworn wires and materials that aren't safe anymore and all this kind of thing. If you think of yourself the same way, you're wired, you came wired, you can't separate yourself, but what you believe and how you've lived and many other things came together to create a space for you to understand the world in one way. And now you want to understand the world in a new way. So that's why intuition needs to be paid attention to. All the gifts of knowing without knowing. The idea that you are a multidimensional being and that there's many parts of you that can perceive, and then how they can give you the information so you actually realize it, you receive it, you listen to it, and then you do it. It's like talking to somebody through a big, tank of water. It's very difficult, right? So it needs to be awakened, it needs to be rewired and upgraded and turned on. When you do that, you're going to turn on your intuitive super network. And you can connect to the stars, the cosmos, the past, your body, your purpose, just beyond and beyond and beyond, right? And record keepers. So this intuition network is already installed in you. And I want you to think about this right now, because as I do these readings, you're going to be receiving information. What I love about these readings is everybody gets something. And if you're present and receptive, even when I'm talking to somebody else, you are going to receive something yourself. You might suddenly, for no known reason, think of somebody or feel warmth moving through your body or pain leaving your elbow or some vision or memory pop up, or you might just feel a sense of being surrounded with love. I don't know what's going to come through for you, but this is why you want to be awakened and present. So just you want to consciously log in right now. So let's all take a deep breath in. And say, I'm ready and willing to be here now, and turn on my intuition network. Send that breath out with that intention on it, and the breath will take it out through the cells, the aura, the mind, the emotional body, through every part of you, delivering that message or order. And take another deep breath in. I am now ready and willing to consciously connect and upgrade my intuitive gifts that are ready for me to awaken to right now. Again, use your intuition, use your senses to close your eyes and see that breath, feel that breath, imagine it. Just if you I don't know anything, then just imagine it. What would it look like if you could see the breath moving out in waves in every direction from you? Okay, 360 spherical consciousness. This is who you are. This is part of what we're going to work with, is awakening your spherical consciousness so you can begin to see past the linear, limited view. All right, and take one more deep breath in. I'm open and receptive to connect to my higher self. I am presence and body elemental. and that which is optimal for me at this time. Send that out. Now you're the one who's in charge of your reality. So you've just given commands, you've given new orders, it's being sent out through the company or the however you want to imagine your entire vast light body, so that everybody is on board going the same direction. I see it kind of like a ship. You're a captain of a ship and you get everybody working towards moving this way, turning the boat, ramping the speed up, getting clarity on your destination. And now relax, and I want you to tune into this beautiful space that we're in. It's called an infinity healing chamber. Above and below you, like mirror images, is a gold and silver cone of light, forming like a pyramid or a pointed temple, comes down and it goes below. Above and below, material and spiritual, masculine and feminine, we stand between the worlds, aligned with balance, aligned with our intuitive gifts, aligned with our action gifts and our analytical gifts. We're here wrapped inside the all-seeing eye, and I'm ready to accept this clarity. Feel yourself surrounded in this exquisite eye. I see it just as a clear, almost like glass, but a shape like an eye. And I can see out in every direction. This is your opportunity to awaken your intuitive gifts and perceive this temple of light above and below you and this eye all around you. What is the all-seeing eye? It is a portal. It is a part of you. It is a part of everything. It is one way that you see, and seeing with all your senses, whether it's taste or smell, whether it's knowing, and whether it's hearing or seeing visions. It doesn't matter how. This is the portal to clear connection with higher states of consciousness. And all around us is the flower of life. This is a sacred geometrical shape that holds all the shapes that form life. Again, perfect balance. And it's spinning at infinity. With initially sometimes feel what it feels like as you are aligning yourself to be in this space. Means that you're having to leave your ordinary consciousness and expand your senses and open and awaken them and let them pulse, let them open, let them reach. Now, be here now. Be a clear and open channel for your highest good and an excellent receiver. Relax. So just feel yourself and allow yourself and relax yourself to come into this sacred space together. We enter this sacred space in reverence, presence, and love. We enter with open hearts, open minds, ready and willing to expand and awaken our intuitive gifts and to receive the messages, the guidance, the love, the healing, the energies, the beauty, the inspiration that we are here, that is optimal for each of us in this moment. We give great thanks to the archangels and angelic realms, to this space of light and love, to the gold and silver ray, to the all-seeing eye, and to our own personal purpose and higher selves. I accept that I am here, safe, protected, and aligned with my purpose and highest good. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Feel yourself now. Just have a quiet moment while everybody fully enters this space. So anytime you feel disconnected, you just simply say, I ask for a clear and open channel to my highest good. And this will begin to align you. Okay. All right. Ooh, this is fun. All right, I'm going to start the readings now. So some people have their hands up. Perfect. Some people have put into the chat. That's awesome. So I'm going to just be quiet for a moment and be guided to who to go to first. All right, I was doing a few of the awakening exercises I gave you in the class yesterday. So crown awakening, third eye opening exercise. So hi everybody. Oh, how wonderful to see you all. So when I used to do speaking on stage a lot, I love to just stand on the stage in the beginning and look at everyone. So I'm looking at you. And I would begin to send my heart energy out. The rest of my energy would begin to follow. It would feel like a flow of energy. And I would just go around the room, even if there were 500 people there, and look in different people's faces, very quiet. And so that's what I'm doing now. Everybody would get very still. There was no more movement. We were like, what's she doing? I have a lot of M people today. Your M people are coming to me. Okay, let me see here. All right, Melissa. Melissa, you jumped right out. It was an M, and I was just scanning through all the other M names to make sure that I tuned into the first one. So good evening from Qatar. Well, hi there. Wow. Great timing. Good. I'm so glad that you just saw it. So she said, I just saw this on my email. Great timing. And I would love to have a reading. And look at that. So she didn't plan this to be here. She didn't know that she was going to be here. She happened to see something, but she received the information, took action on it, and you're the first one to get a reading. So that's awesome. That's how guidance, our intuitive guidance is supposed to work, right? Is have us align in that way. All right, Melissa. Ah. Okay, perfect. I apologize about that noise before. It must be my headset. All right, Melissa, beautiful Melissa. So I connect to you in what I call a golden triangle, heart to heart, higher self to higher self, I am presence to I am presence, to source. And then a flow comes to each of our hearts across and back up, and it'll dissolve once we're done with the reading. So this is just, I don't do these through my head. Okay. I learned long ago, it's way more interesting to watch what really is coming through than to try to figure it out or chase it. So you have a very strong feminine energy, and it's both an expression in your physical reality of a lot of your bountiful beauty you have, but it also a very strong side of you. So they're showing me that you have two sides, and it looks, I always love how these come through. They're unique to you. So it's very graphical. It's like it would be like not even animation, because it's still like art. And there's the line directly down the center, and it's lighter on one side and darker on the other side, just like a brown. But there's designs, it looks like cutouts and shapes. So they're very bold. They're not detailed. So what these are telling me is that as I'm seeing this feminine side, I'm seeing your left side with this bountiful hair, and you may not have that, but energetically, it's like this thick, curly, like the classic, beautiful feminine. And hair is intuition. So there's some story somewhere about somebody cutting someone's hair and that they lost their powers. That's about your intuition. And you don't have to have long hair. So don't worry if you like your hair short and you cut it short. This is as long as my hair gets. I never cut it. However, this is telling me that you have bountiful, and it's all around here, around your head, your third eye, your throat. Your throat is a very powerful chakra. It's a very powerful energy center that has a communication. Okay. It receives information, it sends out information, and verbally is only one tiny form. So this is a very important center, and it's really bountiful around your neck area. Okay. This is your feminine energy side, and it looks like a cutout, right? It's just a shape, a bold shape. And then there's other shapes here. Then on your masculine side, there's a lot going on. There's a lot of angular, it reminds me of Brock, if you know artists, where they almost did like cutout shapes and then put them on top of each other. So in that era of Picasso, where it's like a weird cutout shape of the woman's profile, but the eye is over here. It doesn't look exactly like that, but that's this style. It's this very energetically, you're very set as well. You're very set in your ways, and there's not a lot of detail coming out. There is more on your physical side, your masculine side. You definitely have developed tools. I keep seeing a violin or some kind of a string instrument, and it has a bow across it, and it doesn't, I don't know if you're musical. It doesn't really, right now, that's not what's resonating for me as the meaning. It's more representing creativity in a refined way, the ability for you to, because you can't play that instrument without both hands, without both sides. So it's showing that it's just sitting there with the bow across it, and it's sort of at an angle on your masculine side. And this energy wants to be tuned in to this bountiful, abundant, intuitive, feminine gifts that you have. And again, I'm saying feminine from feminine energy. That's trusting yourself, nurturing, loving, but it's also intuitive gifts. It's inner vision, inner knowing, acceptance, that ability for capacity for connecting into other realms, talking to other species, dropping prejudices, because the pure feminine love is supposed to be that idyllic mother that doesn't, the cosmic mother, I guess, right? It's not what anybody ever experienced on the planet, but but that's okay, because that's the way it's meant to be. But that divine love where it's pure acceptance, pure unconditional love, there's nothing separate. This is very strong. You also have a very strong throat. So it needs to be opened. It needs to be brought to the forefront. It looks like that's kind of what it is. It looks like shadows in the background, right? These things. So you need to blend the two to create a new music, to create a new beautiful song that you're going to be. And it's the only shape in your masculine side that is really defined and very obvious. So creating your own song is your own vibration, it's your own music. That means it comes from within you. So to do this, you have to bring whichever hand you would use, right, together. And so together these sides need to come. It's showing that you have one time in your heart where you reached your intuitive gifts over and you kind of made a dent. You kind of went a little bit over. If you know a yin yang symbol where it kind of curves in, it's like you have reached over into this side of your heart. You're part way into merging these two sides, but now this is what they want you to do, is to create, or this is what's optimal for you at this time through me, because this is what I'm seeing. So this is bring your two sides together, really accept this powerful intuitive gifts, feminine gifts that you have, and begin to develop them. The throat, it doesn't come into the throat, so the shape stays outside. And I would like to see this energy merge into the center of your throat. All these different places in your body, right, is where you're going to merge these two sides of you. And at your root and your sacral are your 8 original cells. And so when you start to create by trusting your intuition, by giving both sides of you more opportunity to do something, to create, to be a part of the decision, the choice, the life, the moment, whatever it is you're doing, the work, then you have more fulfillment. There's richer. It's more aligned to what you love. Then you feel more fulfilled and more satisfied. So it's time to come to life, to let yourself be seen, to let details come forward, to put your creative juices together, put your two strengths together, and allow it to come through you. You have beautiful, beautiful music to play, beautiful vibrations to give out. And again, that when we see things like this, it might literally mean music, but it's a symbol for creating a vibration. I mean, especially the violin, you think about, you can really feel the vibration of that, right? Everything is vibration. So you're going to tune and fine tune yourself to a new level. Okay. Well, thank you, sweetie. Okay, good. So thank you, Melissa. If any of you I do a reading for, if you would put a comment, you can send it to me privately if you don't want to say it in front of everybody, but I would love to hear your feedback. Okay, so now I'm going to do a reading for Mary. I'm going to go find your chat. Both of you appeared, and let's see, Mary Jo. All right. So when I listen to your work, my dog comes into the room to share your magic. Thank you from Ralphie. Oh, how wonderful. Well, Mary Jo, I'm not sure. Do you want a reading? Okay, good. How wonderful. Ralphie, is that what you said his name is? He's a joy. He's a joy. Ralphie. All right. Hi, Ralphie. Oh, wow, Ralphie, he loves you. That's one of the cool things about dogs, right? There we go. So I'm seeing a dog. I don't know if it's Ralphie, but is very, it's white and tan, I think, up here on the ears, is small, little bit of curly hair, but really at attention. Like this is like standing, looking for something, looking really like, when dogs get that, they're just watching really intently, waiting. It's a different energy than when a wild cat does it, and they're watching you as prey. They're like, where are you? Dogs are like alert, and he's waiting. He's connected to your throat chakra for some reason, because I keep seeing this image right here. It's a real image, meaning it's not animated. It's a image of, like, I'm looking at a picture or a video or something, or a live stream. Not moving at all. Completely intent, looking away from me this way. All right, see what else. So, Mary Jo, I'm feeling that it's important for you to open your hands. So wherever they are, if you could just turn them so the palms are up. You don't have to hold them in your lap. If you're laying down, you can have them at your sides or put them on the table in front of you, but just be like this. And be in an open and receptive state. Be in a state because there's something that there's a delivery, there's something coming, and the attention that's being given by this dog energy is it's from that aspect of loyalty. That is the quality that dogs hold. So the dog, in physical as well as in animal spirit guide type of energy, is about loyalty, and there's always looking out for your good. And it's time for you to receive something. I'm starting to see dark, stormy clouds. It looks like looking down a street of a small town. There's like yellow buildings, a lot of wire power lines going across, flat roofs. Seems like a very small town. The perspective is from slightly above, not street level. And we're seeing this through the dog. The dog is showing us this. The dog is showing us this, and he's watching down the street, but it's like he's across the plaza on a corner, and then we're up. Yeah, we are above the level of the buildings, the roofs. And there's a watching of the energy, and there's a storm brewing. It's a lot of dark clouds are brewing on the horizon, and they're starting to spread across the skies, and it looks very vast. Like, now he's starting to turn and go back very quickly, turn like with a little bark, yip, and like to get the attention, it's coming. And then he looks back again, it's coming. So I'm seeing some lightning now, and this dark storm is coming down the street. The center, the clouds that are on the street, they're filling the street. They're really, really dark. And there's a lightning coming down the center of it. All right, so he's now turned and is running, and he's leading this energy, and it's going down into your heart. So it's like he's waited for it here in your throat to guide this energy. So it's important that you accept this. This is power. This is things that have been hidden, things that have been chaotic, things that have been in a storm. They've not been accepted by you, and they're coming to you, and they're needing to come down into your heart. So this little dog is like going down, almost like underground, leading this energy, bringing it down. So just relax and say that you are ready and willing and open and receptive to receive this energy, this message, this power. You can trust this. This is a very loyal guide of yours. And very sharp, very alert. Now watching as this energy is working its way into your throat and down into your heart. So this is an acceptance. It's important you breathe and accept. This is a very powerful energy. You want to work with this more. Definitely want to work with this some more. Right now, I want you to feel like you're swallowing, feel like you're drinking, you're willing to receive the way you would drink. You wouldn't hold it in your mouth. You can let it go down. And you can feel it. It's dark, big, billowing clouds. I mean, dark, dark, and it has this lightning energy in the center of it, but it isn't harmful to you. This is like eating your power. And you want to take the next few days to really sit with it, to receive it, let it move. It's going to spend some time in the throat chakra, but it's already going down. Now you have a higher heart or an ascended heart energy center, and then you have a heart center. Your hands, right, your arms, your back, all of this, even your shoulders are a part of these two heart centers. So there's a storm coming, and it's what do storms do? Well, they bring a lot of power, a lot of electricity, right? They bring the thunder beings. The thunder beings are very revered here by the Maya and the Aztecs as guardians, as guides. So tune in and see what they mean to you. To me, this is a storm that's been brewing within you, that conflict in terms of accepting yourself and knowing who you are, and these loyal guides here saying it's here, it's finally here. It's like building, building, building. You've been building towards something. So this is, what do you do in a storm? Well, you get into a safe space and you wait, you watch. So this is what you need to do: receive, wait, and watch, because this is powerful. And after a storm, the sun comes out and the rainbow comes out, right? And we go out and we see all the beautiful water that's fed everything. And now the sun comes. But maybe, this tree's been knocked down, and suddenly now you have a clearer view of something. Maybe something's been rearranged. So this isn't the most common way of having a rebirthing, a reorganization, but you're in the middle of a huge change like everybody here. So 3 days. So this is going to lead you to the lunar eclipse. So I would pay close attention to the lunar eclipse and your energies from this day out, and let this happen within you. It needs to happen. And lightning is like, when they, do those things on your heart to jumpstart it. This is jumpstarting you to a new life, jumpstarting you, bringing you power and energy. And when those clouds clear, you're going to see the energies and the gifts that have been brought to you. And it's very much about in your throat, in your heart center. This is where you want to focus right now. And you want to tune into Ralphie and other, these are dog, they're not angelic, dog spirit guide, I guess, or it feels like a dog you may have had in this or another life as well. Very much standing guard, little tiny thing, but standing guard in this space. So that loyalty, the energy that they bring around that isn't just for you to receive, but to realize that you have this. And it's a part of opening your gifts, is being loyal to yourself, being loyal to your purpose, being loyal to your mission and who you came here to be. Beautiful. Thank you so much. I don't want this little puppy to leave my throat. Thank you, Mary Jo. Let me know how that felt for you. Ooh, wow, that was intense. Okay, so we're going to just get my citrine and my turquoise here. All right, I'm supposed to go to someone on the phone or here that has a hand up, and it's Jenny. So Jenny, I clicked ask to unmute you. If you unmute, you can talk.
She has to unmute herself as well, Nan.
What? She's doing what?
She has to unmute herself as well in order to be able to talk. And I don't see, there's two phones here on the screen, but I don't see either one of them unmuted. So she has to go to the bottom left-hand corner of her screen and unmute her own microphone in order
Oh, I
to.
think she is. It says mute. Jenny, are you there?
Hi. Yep.
Hey, thanks,
Hi.
Jenny. Oh, hi. Go ahead. What happened? Go ahead, Jenny.
Hi.
Hi.
Am I supposed to say something or?
Ah, there you are. Hi. Yeah, if you have anything you want to ask, otherwise I'll just start.
I'm just gonna let you start this time. Sometimes I don't ask the right questions, so we'll see we'll start this way and then I'll find out if I have a question.
Okay. All right. That's a fun observation, isn't it? It's not that you didn't ask the right questions, but that's one of the things when we get attached to, I want to know about this, and something else is more optimal for us right now. But that's the beauty of this work that I do is I'll, if I do a soul reading for someone or something, I'll tell them, what would you like to tell me if you feel like you need to tell me something or something you want to ask or some energy you want to. And what it does is it brings energy up in their body and I start to see some of that moving. However, whatever's going to come through is going to be what's optimal for you. So, okay, good. Where are you, Jenny?
Wisconsin,
Wisconsin. Whereabouts?
right on the lake shore. It's Two Rivers, so it's 45 minutes east of Green Bay.
Oh,
Right in the lake,
okay, okay. I was born
right below the thumb of Door County.
on the thumb. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I was born in Chicago and my family's all from Minnesota. They're all back there now. My kids, my parents, everybody. I went to college in Minnesota. My parents were in Chicago. So I drove through Wisconsin a lot during college. Okay, good. One of my best friends lives there.
Oh.
All right. Let this person in. Jenny. So what I'm seeing right now is like a gold stone in your hand, in your left hand. It's bigger than this one. And it's more gold, like the really gold part. It's kind of about this big. And holding your other hand like this. This is very interesting. You've been trained in intuitive arts. You've been trained in energetic and it looks like many times, many lives that you've had training where you've dedicated yourself. It's become your work, your life, as well as your training to work with energy, perceive energy, work through many intuitive gifts and work with crystals, plants. They like to mix things up. It looks like maybe create healing remedies and things, but you have a strong connection to, I think overall I would call it Earth or Gaia. So crystals or plants, like things that are part or of the earth. You developed a sense. So when you do this, and this is something your body right now has also brought in. So we might have a body that's made from the DNA of a certain family, but then you bring in your soul blueprint and it gradually over time, about 7 to 12 years, you integrate it into your body. And so you have some of the same skills. They've been sort of downloaded into this body. Your palms are are part of your crown chakra, your seventh chakra, and they're openings that when you activate and you work with them, which is something we do in some of my classes, is you pull energy out of things. If you heal, you can pull your headache out, or you pull energy in to give yourself peace or whatever. But there's a lot going on here. There's energy centers all over the hand, but you have a perception of a sense perception, but it doesn't look like, it's like we all have the perception of touch and emotional feeling, those two sensations. But this is ability for you to touch something and receive information from it, to connect to it. It'll be almost like you just dial the phone and now you have a clear connection and you're talking to each other. And you learn how to not just receive that information and that energy from whatever it is you're touching. You may or may not have to just hold it in your left palm, but this is what they're showing me was one of your tools. But then with your other hand like this, hopefully you can see, you're sending energy out through this hand from yourself, your intention, your heart, whatever, and it's coming out through the palm. So some of you sensitives might see this energy right now. So it's like a beam of energy or light coming through, going through this, and the information that it's given you, and it's like you're sending it out or expanding it or using it to create from. So this thing I'm seeing you with is a citrine, which is clarity. It's the gold ray. It's wealth as well in a gold sense, but it is gold is the ray that holds all the other rays. So you create everything from it. It is a sun energy, so it's a life-giving energy. There's a lot, and it cannot lower its vibration, citrine. So what I'm seeing right here is that you are almost like spraying, like causing this to move through here. So everybody might tune into this to see what you perceive, and sending it into the room. So you'd be like clearing your room. This is interesting. I've never done anything like this. And you know how to do this. It clears the space and it creates a space for maintaining a high frequency, clarity, connection. This is really nice. Everybody should receive this because she's doing it. Her light body's doing this, and I'm doing it now too. So this is going out to all of you. I just feel like we're getting showered with the gold ray and the citrine energy. Just seeing what else is coming about this. So there's they're highlighting your foot chakra, which is the balls of your feet. When your feet are together, it creates one energy center. Even if they're apart, it's one energy center. But it's at the balls of the feet, not the heels. And so feel into those and tap them. Everybody can do this because it's a very powerful thing to do. If you tap the ball of your feet on the ground and imagine you're tapping it on the earth, and you're tapping into earth energy, and you're tapping into your earth star, which is a chakra you have below your feet, and you're clearing that energy center. It's just sort of like if you were tapping the coffee grounds out of a filter, right? Tap, tap, tap to get more of it to come out. So just hold the intention to clear your feet chakras. Ooh, there's so much to let go. There's a lot of heaviness there. Foot chakra is a drain that we release energy we don't want or need anymore, but it's often clogged. So, okay, good. So this is showing me that if you clear, now you can ground, you can send down energy, love, connection, high, send that down into the earth, send it into Gaia and any other energies or any other parts of her body, any of the crystal kingdom, any of the layers of dirt or stone or rock or anything that's down there that holds different energies. This is your domain. This is where you receive power and energy. And you understand that communication now, if you keep clearing that foot chakra, you can send energy, and ground. This is important for you. And then receive energy. So you can start to receive energy from the earth, from these different crystals or whoever down there, whatever energies are there, plant energies there, root energy, water energy, lava energy. That's really wonderful, powerful, creative energy. So this is important for you to do, to begin to develop, like, and keep that clear, because then this energy that you're perceiving and receiving in this way or any other way that you start to awaken. So all this knowledge and wisdom and training you've had is going to become more and more to the surface. It's going to want to come more of what you do. If you cook, you're going to feel energy coming. You're going to realize that you're putting energy into it as much as you're putting, anything else into cutting something or whatever. You're going to start to become aware that you are mixing energies, that you're working with all the energies, everything in your house, everything you touch, everything. There's a back and forth flow that is ready to awaken for you. So then as you drain and let this clear out energies that you've been carrying, you don't need, then you'll be able to receive more. So often we try to get or achieve or receive when we're full or everything is stuck or dirty or clogged. And so doing that release first, and then you're going to feel more of this coming to you. You might want to practice that. That's a really fascinating way of using energies. And this is what we want to do when we have the ability to see and feel, perceive this one thing, like, oh, I remember this gift I have, or I don't remember it at all, but I received this kind of a message. You focus on what you have, oh, well, I sense colors. Great. Sense the colors, talk to the colors, look up the chart of rays that I give you for free. Let yourself have the ability to receive all the communication you can from that one or a couple ways you're receiving information. So you can do this with anything, it doesn't have to be a crystal, or this is like a hand healer.
Yeah, I have my golden healer that I work with a lot. Yes.
It. Oh my God, that's the exact size that I saw, and it's that deep gold color. Holy cow!
Yeah, I actually, you were spot on. I love plants. I have tons of plants, herbs, crystals. My job actually, I do invoicing for a friend of mine who sells crystals. I went to Tucson with her. I've always loved rocks and crystals, but I have a whole collection, and I'm like, I never know how to work with them. I kind of, like you said, I have so many different things coming in, but I don't know how to focus sometimes on one and actually develop the one. So you gave me a couple of hints that I can deal with. But yeah, I'm definitely an energy earth worker healer.
Wow, yes. And that's all coming together for you. Isn't that fun that you found a way to have a job that's doing invoicing, but it's for crystal company?
Yes. Yeah, I mean, I worked at a nuclear power plant for 20 years, and I'm like, I can't do this corporate CEO lifestyle anymore, kids, COVID, and I just fell into this. I'm like, wow, now I get a discount, and I love crystals, so.
Oh my gosh, that sounds dangerous. Right.
Yeah, actually, it helped me restrain more, because I'm like, okay, I always put up my protection of just tell me what I really need, not what my eyes think I want, like
Yeah.
I feel. So it's helped me tune into that a little bit more. So I do have a question with the feet. Now you said just tapping. Is there anything else I should do to clear that? Because I work with my chakras a lot, but so it's my feet are definitely.
That's a chakra. Yeah, that's a chakra most people aren't familiar with or don't work with very much. And it's really important. So in general, I work with 18. I have 33 activated, but 18 chakras, including your hands, including your feet, including your soul star, your earth star. So you might just include all of these when you do your chakra work. So if you weave through your chakras, or you run energy or color through them, or you draw in energy like rain that cleanses, or you call the elements, however you're going to work with cleansing, just make sure that as it comes down through here, you don't stop at your root. Okay, and take it all the way down through the knees, and then see it going out through those balls of your feet. And from there, the energy goes into the earth star. So that's an energy center that's also not very commonly talked about. And we think about, well, we connect to the earth or we ground from our root, but we're missing a lot of those layers that will create more filters. So as you keep doing that, I have, for me, it's some reason it's pink energy. Well, not a shock, but it's like a really bright pink energy like that I typically, I take my hands, because I do a lot of healing through my hand chakras, and which is my crown, and I do a lot of energy work and weaving and so on. So when I activate myself before like a call like this, I do different breath and energy, and then I weave, and then I just take my hands and I imagine shooting out, I shoot out this fuchsia energy right through those balls of my feet, and just see it so like sort of like a torch burning away. So play with energy. Like you might feel like you want to send water through there, or spiral energy. We often, to cleanse that chakra, we often spin energy in a vortex because it accelerates it, right? So you can use your senses. You can also put, when I do the incense, when I do copal or white sage or palo santo or whatever I'm feeling like cleansing, I don't just do here, I do all the way down and under my feet. And this is something that the shaman do here, under the feet. So when you come to my, events, we do that, and then up the back and around. So you can do that as well. Salt baths are for your feet, or for all of you, crystal baths, putting your feet on those Epsom salts, or we get crystal salt nearby from a Mayan farm, but they have a sea salt crystals or something, or Himalayan salt crystals maybe, are great. And you can even rub your feet, right? So if you rub the balls of your feet, you're stimulating that energy center, right? And you're clearing the energy, so stretch it. And it's always a good way to walk barefoot, because the grass and the energy can help do that too.
I'm barefoot all the time. It finally got warm enough here to be barefoot too.
Yes, I know. My daughter told me yesterday, it's so hot and humid already. It went from cold to hot. But
one weekend of it, we'll enjoy it.
Oh, wow. So can we see that crystal again?
Yes.
When I get my hands on it.
It's a golden healer.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's beautiful. I love her.
Stunning, stunning. Well, you're definitely connected to that. That's something you're meant to work with a lot. We went to Arkansas a few years ago, did a retreat there, and I got a golden healer, and it looks like that. It's not that nice, but it's probably about that big. It doesn't have quite as many points, but it's got that difference of gold through it and everything. Thank you so much, sweetie.
Thank you. That was beautiful. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, I hope you come to the class, because it would be fun to take where you are and expand and work with it. So
yeah, I'll definitely look into it.
Good. Yay. Okay. All right. Bye, Mary Jo. Okay. Let's see. So Mary Jo said that so incredibly power blessings to you. Max is the other dog that I had for 18 years. So that's the one that was showing up for her, I was seeing, because I don't know her. I don't know what Ralphie looks like. But this is what's fun. So when we do the intuition class, you'll get a chance to practice. And if you were on the call the other day with Leora, she had people pair up and do readings, and so nobody was prepared and nobody was trained. There were a few people on there that do a lot of healing work, but and it was so awesome to see how accurate people were, and they didn't know what they were doing. They were like, well, I don't know why, but I'm seeing this and I think it's that and whatever. And there was always way more than 50-60%, maybe 80% of what the person said the other person confirmed was accurate. So that's how intuitive we all are. So how fun. Okay, so Melissa said, thank you so much. I felt like I was going to be chosen, so it really did seem divinely timed. It was. I don't play any string instruments, but I do African drumming. That's what this thing looked very African, the way that your energy looks. It's got that stylized sort of style. And singing bowls, although the vibration and fine tunings, as you said, also really resonates. I've been on a long journey of spiritual growth. I do feel like I should be able to connect to my intuition or higher self by now, but there's something that is not allowing it. Yeah. I will try to call in more of my feminine and masculine balance, and also I do get stuck in my throat chakra at times. Yeah, being unable to express myself fully, working on that. Thanks so much. Blessings to you and everyone on the call. Thank you, honey. Yes, definitely, definitely. So come join us and let's play in summer camp together. And that's a comment. A lot of people feel like you want more when you awaken. You're like, I want more, I want more. One thing that's kind of hard to accept, but I finally did, was that I stopped craving repeating experiences. I want something that intense. I want something that expansive. I want something that loving, because they're all different. And what I was doing was judging my experiences and not letting them be what they were meant to be. Sometimes the simplest, lightest little touch will resonate with me for days, or stay with me in a way that really permeates me. But it wasn't this mind-blowing, epic experience where I'm traveling the universes, you know? So all the little pieces come together, and like coming here and having a reading. Okay. Nor. I clicked, they asked to unmute. Excuse me, I'm very dry mouth. You have to unmute yourself too. Noor, N-O-O-R, Noor.
Chat says she doesn't have a microphone.
Oh, she doesn't have a microphone. Okay, that's fine. I'll do the reading without you talking. No problem. Thank you, Pamela Hun. All right, no problem. Okay. All right, so the focus is very, very strong right here around what I would call your third eye, the forehead, bridge of the nose area. Can feel really strong energy right here. And it's expanding out like this. There's some kind of a crown, like it keeps changing shape, like a turban, or like one of those hats like in Egypt that has the snake coming out showing the third eye, awakened. Sometimes it looks more like a pointed crown you might see on a Hindu goddess. This whole area from right the top of your forehead up through your crown up to about here is they're just showing us a lot of different forms of cultural hats and crown decorations. They both all seem very much aligned. It's not like bowler hats, right? They're all some kind of a lot of gold and energies around. One looks like wrapped like it's like a turban, but it's got this thing here. And then here is just very dark, not like bad dark, just dense, really from that point down, really kind of across your eyes. So are you a seer? Connection to Nor. You're a seer, or seer. And that's what that name was somebody who had developed their inner vision, their ability to see between the worlds, through the worlds, see energies, receive information in this way. Wow, there's a lot of you are very carrying some really powerful gifts. So this is you in many lives that you've also had. This is like very spiritual training. It seems like a very enlightened spiritual growth. I would say inner wisdom, inner sanctum wisdom kind of growth. The ones that are showing now all seem very positive and powerful. You know, we all have lives where we're the abuser of power too. So as much as we don't want to admit that. And sometimes that's what comes up. Maybe there'll be one. But it's like three distinct life experiences, I would call it, talents and gifts. And they're showing here in your crown chakra, not just because you had those developed, and this is the area that would be developed in, but you have them here. So when you come in, you choose talents, fears, gifts on soul level that you want to bring with you that will intentionally create attraction of certain experiences. So if you're meant to be a speaker like me, but I was terrified to speak in front of people and I couldn't do it, I would never have imagined I would do it, then I bring things with me into my life that somehow led me along a path till this opened, right? So what I've been seeing for the last year with my private clients is this other lives in our soul, because we're all part of that soul. So this is different than you're part of everything. This is more of a little personal, smaller group of everything. But you have connection to all those other life experiences that you've had, and you have a stronger connection to the ones that intentionally were part of your soul purpose and your plan. So you've brought in 3 distinct spiritual trainings or gifts, lives or experiences, and you've brought the essence of those, and they're all right here. They're all vivid, they're sharing that space, and they're here. So whatever awakening you're doing or you're ready to do for awakening your spiritual self, your gifts, your purpose, and really awakening the crown and the third eye areas is going to be very important for you. This is highly emphasized, not just because you have access to these other gifts, but because you take all of this in this moment and you're going to rise even higher. You have a soul blueprint. Part of your blueprint is to rise to very high states of spiritual awareness. And it's a lot of peaceful energy, a lot of meditative energy, a lot of receiving energy, developing the pineal, which is that, that little crown kind of hairdo that you see on Thai Buddhas and stuff. That represents the pineal gland. And so all of these things I'm seeing here are representing different times and cultures and ways that you accessed high states of consciousness in spiritual realms and energetic realms and really worked on the third eye, because this is a very big snake here. So the snake isn't bad, in case anybody's feeling that. That's a Christian thing that was put on to other cultures that revere the snake as a guide. It sheds the old, it guides its way. Here in the Maya land, they believe that you follow that, shed the old, and you reclaim your wings, your wisdom, your spiritual, right? Feathered serpent. But these represented an awakened eye, an awakened vision, inner vision, the ability to manifest into the world by drawing energy in and bringing it through and manifesting it out into the world, projecting it into the world. So the all-seeing eye in Egypt is called a wajet, and it's 2 goddesses. There's a vulture, and then there's the snake, and the middle is your actual brain, right? And so the vulture represents your spirit, higher spirit, coming down through your brain, through those glands. And then the snake here represents its nekbet, and that she manifests into the world. So you're drawing from spirit to manifest into the world. And this is a really important place. Now there's a density here, like something's been removed. So you or somebody removed your inner eye and put it somewhere. And it feels like it was removed for fear of using it or fear of it being discovered because you had become very powerful. So you've removed it and put it somewhere. And this is what they want you to remember. Work with all these crown energies, work with the heart energies, and let them meet in the middle. You're going to create a safe space. You're going to bring the light back into that inner eye. And then you're going to be able to remember how to reaccess that eye and bring it out. It's like a jewel. It'd be like it was on display in this velvet black case, and you put it, locked it in a safe somewhere, essentially, so that this is dense, but it's ready. Like you're very ready for developing that. Well, you guys are really powerful. Okay, sorry, these people have been waiting a while in the room. Okay, wonderful. Thank you so much, Noor. I appreciate that. Lindsay, if you would like to talk, you can unmute yourself, and otherwise I'll begin to tune into you.
Hi.
Hi, I just saw your thing. You saw the video with the Lenore. Oh, okay.
Hi. I guess I'm just looking for a little clarity, if you have any of that.
Okie dokie. Beautiful to see your face. Great. Okay, good. Lindsay, where are you, Lindsay?
I'm in Minnesota.
Oh my gosh, all my Heartland people. Whereabouts?
Forest Lake. I'm about half an hour east of Wisconsin.
Oh, okay.
I'm right in the heart of the Twin Cities, like 30 minutes north of the Twin Cities.
Perfect. Well, my kids and my mom live in St. Paul, and their dad's family all lives near Woodbury and Oakdale. And all that
I'm very close to there. Okay.
yeah, sure. Yes, I know it well. I went to college at the University of Minnesota, so I spent many years.
Stillwater is one of my favorite areas.
Stillwater?
Yeah.
Yeah, my one daughter loves it. She drives, she likes to drive, especially in the pandemic. She just wants movement, and she goes out and drives by herself, and she drives to small towns, and she has a spiritual connection to Stillwater. I don't know why, but she just goes there. She'll say, oh, I'm in Stillwater. She'll just sit by the river or something. There's something there that feeds her. So beautiful. Woo. Okay. Just gonna scan your light body. Yeah, you do need some clarity. There's some, what is this? So there's some interesting energy from, I guess it starts around your feet, but it goes up through your belly and partway into your heart. And it's sort of like, it's the color of very rich dirt, like this rich brown color. And it's sort of wavy. Almost reminds me of like a field somebody's growing something in, and there's rows. So just like these rows. What is this energy? Well, you know, what this looks like is that you have been, I want to say, if you understand gardening, you've been preparing the soil. So when I lived in New Mexico, it was sand. That was my ground. And I did a lot of gardening. So I had to bring in mulch or dirt or, you know, potting soil or whatever, all these different elements, and mix them in until I had this rich, beautiful, fertile soil that was could feed and hold and hold space, right, for what I planted there. So this looks like you've been doing that. Like almost everything in your life has been about really digging up. Like congratulations, like tilling the land, digging up stuff from your very base of connection to your root, and in your personal power and in your sacral, which is where we carry a lot of fear and a lot of self-esteem and challenges and a lot of secrets and a lot of energies in the root that keep people from being grounded. And so you've like been doing this work. So whether it's fully conscious or not, you've laid out a field from about partway, halfway into your heart down in your energy field that's like a gorgeous field ready to be planted. Let's see if it doesn't. Feels like there's a few seeds in it, but it feels like this is what you're meant to do now, is think about where you are in your life, what your choices are, what you're feeling called to, what you feel like you're ready to leave, what you're afraid to leave, anything that's buzzing around you. Begin to look at it in terms of, what am I ready to plant? Because you've really energetically done this work. And you may not be aware of it because it's a little bit like you're walking around with it, but you're not clear about it. And looking at it energetically before you go to sleep or in meditation, and see this rich field, and it's all ready. It's gorgeous. It's been nurtured and played with. It's been given so much attention. It's ready to receive. So part of your heart isn't in it yet. This is the part that needs to open. So we've got these energy centers here that connect from the crown of the third eye, are kind of obvious as they connect to higher realms, higher selves, and that. But we also receive information through our hands, and we receive information through our throat. And our higher heart is where we hold who we really are. And it's not open in most people. It's starting to open. So connecting the above and below, bringing your higher level gifts or your feminine gifts or your intuitive gifts, and allowing them to come down into this rich soil. So unlike a lot of people who are afraid of being in their body, you've done work to prepare yourself to fully enter your body, fully enter and be here now. But yes, we can live life in a body and barely be in that body. Just be like, oh, I'm afraid to be here. So this is, you've created a beautiful place, and now it's planting season, sort of aligned with the time of year, I guess. And it's also going to be about bringing light to it. So it's beautiful, rich, and ready. It's organized. Feels like this might be part of you. Very organized. It's like even rows. So there's almost a sense of you going in and wandering through it and imagining sprinkling the seeds, just energetically coming in. I would do something to connect to your angels or to your higher self, do something that makes you feel connected, and open up this area so you feel like this is coming down. Your heart is opening. We want our heart, which holds our soul type passions and love. And then all of this blueprint and your higher self and all the things that they know about you, and your connection to receive through all these different energy centers, to bring it in here. And then these are going to be the seeds that you're going to plant. So you're in a very beautiful moment when you're ready to seed new things. And that means you plant them, right? And then you nurture them. They don't sprout immediately. Some of them will come up faster than others. Some you're going to know what you're seeding, some you're not. This is important to be ready and willing to be the receiver of what is it that it's optimal for me to plant right now, and to walk through that field like you're channeling this from a part of you that knows the best, right? And you can put excitement and love. You can put, I'm ready for prosperity. You can put whatever you want in there, but don't limit it to what you say. So sometimes we get stuck in the words like, oh, did I say everything right? just be open to what is optimal for you, and you're ready and willing to plant those seeds because you're the one that's connecting those two. Beautiful. Oh my goodness. I feel like I want to come back when the whole field is blooming, like those fields of sunflowers that you see, or lavender. It really looks like those rows of lavender that grow into big rows of this purple. So, is there anything else? There's some doubt up here that you want to, it comes and goes, it's flickering right here around, and what it does is just sort of blocks the vision, sometimes blocks the connection. So to be aware of it and don't be worried about it, be aware of it and accept it, allow it, and then let it dissipate, right? And then reconnect. All right, thank you, thank you, thank you. How was that for you, Lindsay?
Wonderful. Thank you. It resonated so much, especially like the rose. And I'm very like, I'm a Capricorn Aquarius. So that all resonates so much with me. And I think I have a lot of impatience. I like the garden and what you described. I'm like staring at it and I'm like, nothing is happening, grow. And I feel the impatience like growing in me because nothing is happening.
Yeah. Well, this is why, because you're ready to plant something completely new. So you're looking for something to grow, but you haven't gone in and really planted it. You've done all the work to clear and cleanse and prepare. So you are ready. And there's that part of you that knows you're ready, right? But that's just it, is that we're more involved in our lives and creating our realities than we realize.
And I love that you touched on doubt, because I actually had that thought. 2 steps forward in belief and trust, and 10 back with doubt and fear. Constant. And the flick. Yeah, constant.
So that's great. I'm glad that you get that, right? Because that's something we can get frustrated with, we can get stuck behind, we can feel bad about, we can feel annoyed that we're this way. But the whole point is, if you get the scale of consciousness and you look at acceptance, that's where we get above the heaviness. We have power, we can let go, we can transcend, and we can harmonize, we can start to connect to things. So when you accept, I take 2 steps forward, it's awesome. Then I take 10 steps backward with fear, whatever. Then you're just accepting that's what you're doing. But now that you accept it, you can look at it and it becomes easier for you to change. So you could be like, hey, how about today we take 3 steps forward? Yeah. And play with it.
Yes. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Thank you, sweetie. Oh, wonderful. This is so much fun. I want to do this forever and ever and ever and ever. Okay, let's do a few more. I love seeing you guys. It's such an honor to me when you share yourself with me, which is how I see it. So if you come and do a reading with me, or you work with me privately, or you join a class, or you come to something like this, where you chose to be here, you chose to connect inside this sacred space, and energetically, that's an honor, because you're an amazing being. We're all really unique, amazing beings. And to get to see you, to get to play with you, to get to have the blessing to see you transform and awaken, or to have an aha and have it change your life. It's just so profound. So thank you for sharing yourself with me. Okay, so let's see. All right. Cindy. So Cindy, you were one of the first people to put your thing in there. So we're going to tune into you now. Okay. Cindy, you have a very spherical energy. The flows came down instead of like a pyramid edges, it was like a circle. It was really very flowing. It's a really beautiful energy. All right. So if you are working on expanding your gifts, like if you come to the intuitive awakening, you'll get lots of practice and things. But if you're working on that or having more intuition in your work, when you do something like this, you want to read the reading or the meeting that you're going to, or the room that you're in, the people, or the energy of the building you're in, or whatever it is. When you relax and you tune in, and there's processes that help you tune in clearly, then you just want to receive. And when you're aren't sure what you're receiving, then you look around. Okay. So with Cindy, I got this very distinct circular flow feeling. And not a lot else is showing up. There's some energy shapes that are not clear, but you don't get frustrated, just wait. Well, there's a cloud, and it looks like you have your head in a cloud, for kind of to use a saying, but literally energetically, some just around your shoulders, up and around. So I keep seeing these round energies, but they're sort of uneven, and so it is like a cloud shape, and this would cut through your high heart, not your heart center chakra, all the way up throat, third eye, crown, and way up. This is encompassing. So you're hiding, you're hidden, or you're hiding behind or within this cloud, and it's let's see, is it mental? It's an energetic cloudiness. So there's lack of clarity, maybe fuzzy brain, lack of the ability to stay focused on one thing or to receiving. There's a sense of being hidden, and part of you that was chosen, and part of it is an old habit, and you're used to being this. It also is preventing you. It's almost creating like a cloud of static, so to speak, around you to keep you from receiving. So you really need to receive, and you really need to open and clarify this. So work with energies coming up and down through this area. Find ways to feel safe to open up your gifts. There's a lot of, it's just blank, really, because it's been erased or shut down for a long time. But the initiating, it looks to me like if we did a deeper session or something, we would find, and you might know these already, some lives where you were extremely intuitive and you used a lot of your gifts, and you don't like the way things happened. You lost your head in one of them for sure, because there's part of it is just there's no head there, and some of it is the cloud is over the head and this and that, but I don't see the head clearly. And that was such a powerful impact on you that the decision made in that life was, I'm not going to use my head. I'm not going to use these gifts. I did, to the point where I don't even want one. And so there's moments you've had of great power, clarity, intellect, but it's always seems like you've been having to fight this tendency to go into a fog, or to go into hiding, or to prevent yourself from having clear connection. So this is very important. This is almost an importance for your healing, for your health, for your physical health. And clearing the mind. There's too much that have been separate from, that requires you to, it's almost like there's a fear of being overwhelmed, there's a fear of attracting something negative, and a fear of controlling your own power. This Mayan necklace is really resonating right now. I don't know if you can see it. This is a Mayan head from Palenque, and these feathers are on the top of the head. And this represents the crown chakra opened. Clean these clouds away. So remember, when you do use your intuitive gifts intentionally or not, when you practice, when you play with them in your work or with people, in any way, you want to make sure that you clean their energy. You can always keep the goodies that came that are good for you, but their energy isn't necessarily bad. It's just not for you. So you look into other worlds and then you come back and clear your energy back to what's optimal for you. So, okay. So there's a few more. I can feel them. Regine. So if you want to talk, you can unmute and I'll start tuning into you. Regine. Thank you, Pamela. Bye. Thank you for your eternal blessings. Remember that you can get readings with me. I have a new thing called a mini reading. And if you join the Intuition Awakening class, you're going to get the 360, awaken your 360 senses first. Then we're going to do a mini reading at some point in the next month or however long it is until the class starts. And then we're going to have other things are going to come out over the next several weeks. So you're going to have tools to work with. So it starts the minute you decide to join the class. And you can get the reading now or right before the class starts. But I want to do it with you before then, because we can really see where you are and what gifts are coming to the surface and address anything that you've got that might be blocking. Okay. Regine. Shot. Okay, Regine. Deep well. You're a deep well. You're a deep well. Deep. What is this? You have a lot of depth. I'm seeing it's close up, so I can't see what the whole structure is, but what it looks like is smooth black stone, like inside the King's Pyramid. And it's coming down at an angle like this, but big enough for you to stand inside of, and there's water down here. And it goes down. This part doesn't end, it goes down. And there's water, and it's deep, and it's dark because the stone is black, but it's polished. It's very polished. It's very smooth. It's put into place intentionally. It's not like a cave. It's like tiles. And there's water trickling, and it's coming and flowing down into this thing. And this is within you. It's around your shoulders, your throat. There's a depth. You have a way of receiving energy, and you've pooled a lot of energy in your throat and right here on the top of your higher heart. There's a few things going on. So when you see this, then I have to keep listening, keep feeling for how it feels. What's the personality, right? The essence of it, and what it means right now for you. Well, it's very clean and it's very intentional. So this is a system or a way that you have that it's almost like if you had a system to gather rainwater and channel it down, right? Funnel it down, funnel and channel. down into this, and it's maybe like a well, right? You're gathering this. So the water energy is many different things. It's also clearing. Everything is clean, very smooth, very clear. And the energies coming in are not waves, but it's just a constant trickle. Like if you were in a cave and you could hear some water just running into the cave constantly to running. It goes down, and the perception is there's a lot of depth down here. You have a lot of emotion, you have a lot of energy, you have a lot of powers for cleansing, but they're in a dark cave. And so these openings are going through your throat chakra, which means you have a lot of power here. You have a deep well of wisdom and knowledge here. And you're meant to open it. You're meant to not open it, that's not the word, remember it, and open the throat chakra. That's what you have to open. This means that part of it is speaking up, part of it is expressing yourself, part of it is receiving your divine wisdom, your divine creativity. That's part of what the throat chakra does. Part of it is receiving fully the communication that's coming to you. So now I'm seeing that this trickle you're letting in is the small amount of energy communications that are coming to you, right? So if you see your energy centers are like spheres or like a planet, right, in this area, and they overlap with the ones above and below. And this has got like it's a communication center. So you're only letting these in, but you have this capacity you've literally built in this energy center, this huge thing that can handle a lot more to come in. Then there's also a sense that the information you are receiving, or the energies you are receiving, the communication you are receiving, you're letting it just go down and not really using it. So there's two things they're showing me. You can go down into this cave and swim in it, bathe in it, feel like you're taking yourself into your higher heart. That's like a cave full of water and trickling water, and immerse yourself in this wisdom, immerse yourself in this communication. They're also showing that you can begin to draw from it, like a well, like you turn on a faucet and it draws the energy up, draws that water up. So you can turn it on and ask to draw up from that, and then that will come back up into your throat. And from there, let's see. No, that's all they're showing me right now. So I'm not seeing like do something with another chakra or do something, just bring it up. And this is the most important thing, is your throat center. So this is one of your powerful skills. And again, it's going to free you up to say things, but it's as or more powerful in terms of what you are going to acknowledge you're receiving, allow to receive more, and trust. But first you need to make friends with this, because you're a deep well of energy, of information, of resources. And you might see that reflected in your life. Maybe you're the problem solving person, or in your job. But this is a deeper meaning of that. Okay, you've gathered a lot of wisdom. It feels to me like a cenote, like an underground water cave under a pyramid, where the energies and the sacred energies that have been channeled, that are pulled down by the pyramid and the people doing ceremony there, and all the different energies, right, have been just filtered down into that cave. So you have a deep well that you are meant to access now. All right, Regine, thank you so much. Okay, we're going to do some more. Hi. Did you want to say something?
Yeah, thanks a lot. This resonated a lot with me, and I'm I'm up to learn light language. So that's where I'm drawn to. And I think this is about that.
Very good. Yes, yes.
Yeah.
There's so many. So that's great.
Yeah. Thank you.
Good. Thank you. Oh, wonderful. Yeah, I can see that because when people do the work with me, they start to open their senses, but I've rarely seen somebody who's been like gathering these things. There's different things that open on people. Light languages could be specific languages, they could be symbols, could be all different forms of receiving information, could be speaking in certain languages you don't know what you're saying. There's a lot to it. So you're ready, like you've been nurturing this area, receiving, now you're going to expand it. So fun. Excited to see what will happen. Okay. Let me see who, why does it do that? Oh, there we go. Okay. All right. Hi over there on YouTube. I didn't know if Donna is over there, if anybody's asking anything on YouTube. Okay. Okay. Courtney, yes, Courtney Warrington. All right, Courtney. Okay, so you're resonating with this amethyst, copper, and gold pyramid. All right, so all right, Courtney. So there's something to do with bees for you. There's a big symbol of a bee. Bee is very sacred to a lot of cultures and was considered the symbol of wealth. Gold, honey being liquid gold, riches, medicine, wealth, power, because you have the power to heal, sweetness of life, and the ability to defy gravity. So bees are, according to scientists, they shouldn't be able to fly. They have tiny little wings compared to their body weight. And they draw on the sacred geometry of the honeycomb, the shape of the honeycomb. It's shaped that way because it creates a grid of energy, and it's like a generator of energy. And they draw from that. They're masters of not really illusion, but of raising their frequency to be able to move through worlds, or to stay suspended, right? Or to shift, or to sense, to see. They also have vision. They have eyes that are, I suppose they're compound eyes, but they can see patterns. So a bee would look at a pink flower. We see a pink flower, and it might see literally this target shape, like a circle in the middle, and then another circle, and another circle, and another circle in black and white. There's patterns hidden within things that we can't see or perceive. And this is another power of the bee, is these visions, to see patterns, to see colors, to sense vibrations, to create this sweet, gold, rich nectar of life, to create sweetness in life, and to defy physical laws, really, raising your vibration. So the bee has the ability to raise your vibration. I've had a couple of experiences with bees actually raising our vibration at a sacred site to where we were levitating. We rose out of our bodies very quickly. We had very high expanded experiences. We accessed gold energies that looked like huge pollen, energetic pollen. And we also were at that same site when it changed our crystals, the landscape in the crystals, the glowing, the color, all kinds of things happened. These are all examples of what you have. So this is your totem, I guess. This is your symbol. This is your spirit guide. And this is an energy that's not new for you. So this is something that will come for you. And this pyramid being amethyst, which would be the crown chakra, and the gold would be this was really resonating for you. So this is going to be one of the ways that you connect. So you want to call on that bee energy, connect with it, look up the meanings of it, relate to it. And because more than just a guide, this is a mentor, this is a reminder that when you allow that, right, when you can hear a bee, why? Because they're going really fast, they're raising their vibration really fast. So your ability to go from nothing to raise your vibration up, and your ability to see will come from that. Wow, that's lovely. Thank you, Courtney. That was unexpected. I thought it was going to be more about the amethyst. Yes, okay, so we're going to keep going. I hear we're going to keep going. Oh, I'm glad. Yeah, Courtney said that she wasn't able to make the Leora webcast live, but it was still very powerful, which is when we were doing readings with each other, which is one of the things we're going to do in the Intuition Awakening class. Woo! All right, who's jumping out here? Medicine Hat, Alberta, Canada. Huh. Oh, thank you too, Indira. She said, thank you so much for your gifts. Thank you for your gifts. Let's open them up. Oh, Cheryl asks, I see several different colors of copal, white, clear, and black Mayan. Is one better than the other? They have different powers. So the white is actually, the one you see most often is the black Mayan one. That's the one that I have here, both. That's in the incense stick. That one's almost gone. But I have a copalero, which is a cup that you put chunks of it in. And when I bought the copalero, he had white and black. And black is extremely cleansing. It takes out dark energies. It's very protective. The white, though, is for the real spiritual cleansing, the really higher vibrations. And putting them together is beautiful too. Yeah. Hi, Fran. Okay, Sandra K. I keep seeing you. I keep going, is it really her? And then I say, okay. So I would love a reading, taking my leap of faith to be seen as an energy healer. Woo-hoo, yay. I offered a group session for free. 3 people answered and only showed up a friend of mine. Is this a sign that I'm not ready yet? Oh, okay. Well, I can tell you right off the bat, no, that's not a sign of that. Let's see what your energy is telling us. But I can tell you, having been in business for a very long time and in many different fields and coaching people in business, I used to help people set up their businesses. And if you do private work with me, we can work on your business. That's no problem. Energy that goes into your business is very important. But there's a lot of attachment to it and a lot of fear, right? Of, am I good enough and will it work and will people like me? And that's what you're working through. That's all. It's sometimes things just go woo and a bunch of people show up, but it's not that way quite yet. So it's a road that goes up and down as you open and expand, as you make offers, as you step into being who you are, let it unfold. But this is the best way to get the feedback, right? Is to have people come and play with you. So you're doing the right thing. Okay, it's okay. It's really hard. It's one of those things where I want to be a mom and I want to love people and I want to hug them and I want to take it all away and make it all better and wave my magic wand and just say, hey, you're going to be fine and everyone will love you and you'll make $10,000 a month tomorrow. It just doesn't work that way. And it's a journey, of accepting yourself and practicing and using your gifts and putting it out there. So what you might want to do, Sandra, is record. I'm starting to see some recording things coming. Let's see what we got. Okay. We've got some nice infinity energy going. That's good. So Sandra, your heart's very important. You need to have your heart moving. Energy moving in and out of your heart all the time. When you get a heavy heart, when you get a sad heart, when you get a hurt heart, when you get afraid of your heart being broken, or however you feel that, it's very interesting, the energy I'm seeing. It's like energy's coming in and out of you. So it looks like a whisk, because there's many, many, many little strands, but it's coming in an infinity. But when these heavier energies of worry, which are common, but this is what you need to release right now, then there's some vibration here. So it's almost like just an echo. And there's a block just out here. Where is it? It's in your emotional field. Okay. It's past your aura. So it's in your emotional field. It's at your heart level. And it's just cutting off that flow. So what I want you to do is to heart weave with your higher self. So the Infinity Light Weaving course is the entrance to light body healing, energy medicine, energy work. And it's got lots of ways to work with a very simple idea in the infinity symbol. So you want to connect to your higher self. And for you right now, I'm perceiving that seeing it heart to heart, face to face, like you're standing across from somebody, who's a few feet in front of you. Hold hands. So actually feel yourself putting your hands out, holding hands with this being standing in front of you, your higher self. You just have to ask. And if you can't see or feel it, it's okay. Or whatever does come through, accept it. Then it will grow. And then feel like whether you're feeling mind to mind or eye to eye happening, but you want to focus on the heart. And this is all about receiving. So you're going to need to receive this energy into your heart and then let it go, and receive more energy into your heart and let it go. And you want to keep doing this so that you create a flow. But there's going to be a resistance. You're going to shut down and you're going to open, and you're going to shut down and you're going to open. You're going to shut down, you're going to open. And you need to accept that that's the process you're going through right now. You're going to feel thrilled because 3 new clients came in, and you're going to feel sad because only 2 people showed up, or whatever it is. That's just what's happening in the moment. But as you stay in this connection, your higher self is going to bring you one of the most powerful things you can feel is that I'm in the right place at the right time. And if only one person shows up, there's going to be a change for them. There's going to be a change for me. I'm honored to be here to do this work. There's an acceptance that has to happen before you break through that. But this is mostly about your heart. Now, you are on 8. So, like I said, it looks like a whisk. So it's not one flow of energy coming in. It's like 8 different ones coming in and out. And so there's 8 dimensions that you have already a connection or a wire to your heart center, to your I am presence, to your higher self, to this part of you, to these other parts of you. This is let it unfold. So first step, just bring the energy and receive it. Be willing to receive it. See it and move it. You can move it with your hands like this. You can see it. You can imagine it. And you're going to notice maybe right now I'm feeling some resistance right here in my heart, a little resistance, like a little tightening. So when you feel that, you know that there's a part of you that's resistant to receiving, the fear of receiving. Anything that comes up, write it out, release it, let yourself develop a new perspective. So if you're like, well, I'm not worthy of receiving, or something bad will happen if I receive love, or I allow myself to have these talents, or whatever, right? So there's just a lot of different patterns we hold that come up, and you're going to see some of those. And this is part of that. If you keep bringing it in, I see two different energies from your heart out to into a little ways into your emotional field. Is kind of almost like when you're on the computer and you're trying to click a order button and it's grayed out, it's not full color and you can't click it, it's not connected, like you put something in wrong in data or something. It's like that, it's grayed out, and then it goes to more color. It's not actually color, it's more like black and white, to be honest, but it's like a deeper grade of energy out there. So right at the center, if you imagine an infinity symbol coming from your heart, crossing at that infinity, and then entering your higher self's heart and crossing, right at that crossing point, you have a grayed out the energy around your heart center, and have not been willing to receive the love and the connection. They're saying that it's just important that you start the flow, and these other layers are going to start coming online. You'll know what to do. So if you have the violet flame cleanse, it'd be very good for you to do. If you have amethyst, this would be very good as well. It's going to transmute this energy. So I'm just transmuting it because I don't want to be in that energy. It's your energy. And that flame energy is very good for clearing things that are grayed out or dull or cloudy. All right. Looking for the name that they're showing me. What is it? Pat. Seabird. That's what I kept seeing. I kept seeing sea something. Seabird. Pat. Okay. Hi, Pat. Oh, good. Okay. I thought Donna was bringing them over. Um, just a second. I'm feeling that I need to ask. Okay. Oh, you got a lot of energy on your shoulders, Pat. There's a lot that's uncomfortable, like you're carrying a lot. Um, So energetically, it's always interesting when you receive information. Everyone receives differently. I receive very visually, very kinesthetically, very symbolically. So this energy on the shoulders felt like black rubber. And then it's sort of formed over the head and almost like this sounds strange, but like a Batman mask because it only comes to here, right? So I can see your chin, your mouth, your jaw, your throat, but it's like from here under your nose up and over and on the shoulders. So you're wearing a mask, you're hiding from something. You've been carrying this, it's not serving you anymore. It's this thick, rubbery, black kind of thing. So it feels like, like if you threw water on a rubber, what's rubber, like a rubber mat, it would just flow off, right? So there's a sense of hiding and protection. There's a sense of needing to be hidden, not seeing, not allowing yourself to see with all these upper energy centers. And you're very I don't know if it's visual, you're very visually kinesthetic, maybe. There's an artisticness to it. There's a playfulness to who you are, but there's this almost like a seriousness that this has brought to your life, and shrunken it. There's a sense that you've shrunken. Not, it's not the right word because you don't look shrunken. Separated. That's the word, separation from certain things. But you've become cut off and very limited in what you're seeing, what you're realizing is there. You're definitely not using a lot of your, this is covering your ears, it's covering your eyes, actually are open like a mask, like you can see through your eyes, but your nose is encased in this, and your forehead, and even your entire head down to your shoulders. So there's the front of the throat is open, the mouth and the eyes can be seen, but it's like receiving from every direction like we do, especially through this crown area with the pineal here. It is a receptor, it is an antenna. And then all the different glands in here come through, and there's a portal here. Okay, I'm receiving a ringing in my left ear. Very loud. It's important, Pat, for you to start to release yourself, free yourself from perceived limits, perceived limits. It's like you feel limited in your options, limited in just many areas. When you take this off, it's going to be like sensory overload. So they're asking you to begin by receiving through clairaudience, your ability to hear. Now, that doesn't mean you will hear out loud of you, although sometimes you might, like someone saying, "Hey, Pat," but you're going to be receiving, and the left ear is the receiving, is the heart It's the feminine side, it's the intuitive side. So receiving your auditory inner hearing. And you might just have a knowing that comes through that, but this is where your portal, your first portal is. You have it is a bit like you have a superpowers that you've covered up, your powers, your sensory skills, and your life became very small, and you have this multisensory ability, and there's an awakening within you that wants to tune into that. It needs to be done in a very gentle way, and you need to find a way of trusting yourself, trusting this inner voice, because once you start receiving more, you're going to go through a phase of trusting it, really receiving it, understanding it. That's okay. So right now for you, it's the willingness to step forward, like begin to take this off or just pull it aside and receive a little bit and then trust it. And they're not really showing how, like if you lift this, but any energy that you could do where you are accepting yourself and your many options. There's colors waiting for you, a lot of colors, a lot of coloring, finger painting, or I don't know, just abstract colors, like a lot of creativity, but it's a little bit out from your access now. Looks like you might go there sometimes and come back. There's this very part of you, and this has protected you. It has made you acceptable in certain places. It's made you not seen or seen the way that people want to see you. And so this is a reveal of who you are to yourself and then to others. So it is a gentle opening that you want to have, but it's definitely time, because you're starting to lose life force because of the mask, right? The block. And it's not like a serious thing, but you need to raise your energy and listen and raise your energy. And you get to tune in what you listen to. Remember, you can fine tune it. Okay. Okay, good. I think you're an inspirational figure to people, but it feels like young people. Thank you, Pat. Okay. Ooh, so Courtney said, my head was buzzing during the reading and has been happening a lot lately. I can't wait to connect to the bumblebee. They are coming back here to Alberta after almost being wiped out. Yay, how wonderful. Yeah, it's going to be fun. Let me know. Sandra said, wow, thank you so much, Akasha. I'm going to practice the infinite symbol connecting my heart with my higher self on a daily basis. And also the violet flame. I'm really grateful for this reading. Love and blessings. Thank you, honey. Yay, I just love it when we all get to awaken. Oh, wow. Oh, how sweet. Thank you, Donna. Donna Hendrickson said, blessings and gratitude. I haven't had a chance to make it live before today, but it was a wonderful experience. I'm eternally grateful for your gifts and generosity. Off to the next to do. Okay. Oh, she put it here. I told Donna to post the YouTube people in Zoom, and she's been posting it on our inner, or Slack, which is our inner thing. So, okay, good. Well, I have it here, and I'm going to tune in to a few people on YouTube. Hi, guys. Oh, good. MK said it's really helpful for me too. I recently started working with colors. Good. Okay, Aaron Murphy on YouTube. So I'm feeling a lot of energy from you. Let me just connect. Okay. Lots of love for Aaron. I've been called to use my psychic medium gifts, or am I called for something else? So I've got a rose quartz here, Aaron, and this is for you. I'm going to start sending this through to you. It's rose is for heart, for love. It's a very beautiful frequency. This is a point, a wand. So it receives and it gives. So we're just going to, okay. So you need to give love to yourself and to accept the gifts that you have. Yes, it's important for you to use them. Right now, use them for you. I'm seeing like 3 to 7 days of intentionally sitting and giving love to yourself. So you see this is coming from the feminine heart side over to the masculine side. And you could just imagine this, and then it's going to come up your arms into your heart, and it's going to form a circle through your heart, this love energy. There you go. Okay, Aaron. Yes. So connecting through your heart, connecting through your hands, connecting through love, and seeing and feeling yourself in this infinite flow. So developing, receiving, and spherical consciousness, looking around more. So you've been experiencing your gifts in certain ways, and there's more. There's more for you that wants to be a part of it. So connecting pieces that are, a piece here, a piece there. This is what's the important energy for you right now. And it's just a beautiful flow of this rose quartz energy is just going through you now. Everybody can do this, receive this. You can even put your hands together like this and just imagine this is here and coming in and then through your heart and down your left hand and out and give it back to yourself. Receive this way. Okay, reverse. All right, so now they're saying to reverse it and give from your right to your left. So you're going to give the energy. It's going to come up the left heart hand through the heart, across the chest, down and out, around, around. Yes, I liked that too. Thank you. So we're going to bring in some citrine for everybody to get some clarity. So we call on the citrine, the clarity power program, and the kingdom that holds its frequency high and pure. We ask to raise us up, lighten our gifts, loosen and dissolve our blocks, and release us gently, gently, gently into our own stream of unconditional love. Thank you. All right, so I think there's another one here. Oh, hi, Pat. Many blessings, Akasha. I felt shackled from using my gifts with my new endeavors as a social worker after walking away from the engineering field. Oh, yeah. And finding disconnect with the archaic confrontational techniques of helping at-risk youth up here in northern Michigan. Yes, it's been really sucking the life out of me. And I just need to trust my value of bringing the light and love into darkness. Absolutely, honey. Absolutely. It's okay to protect yourself, so this is partially a protection for you, but it's almost like a secret identity. So like it does look like a superhero mask in a way where you hide who you really are. And so bringing this back in and unhooking from the things that feel heavy, like that confrontational techniques, and keep bringing your presence in. Your presence is what's needed, but there's going to be other ways for you to use your gifts. Okay. Ah, nice. Okay, so Autumn, my darling, hi. All right. I love this. I didn't realize when I said I was doing intuitive readings that it was not just doing readings in general, but it was readings of your intuitive gifts. And when that came through in the email we sent out, I was like, ooh, yay. So it's fun because with the intention of the container we're in, it opens up different information to come through than I might get in maybe a soul reading for you or something. So I always see gold with you, right? Because of your name, Autumn Guild. You're hiding from something. You're drinking through a straw. You're breathing through a straw. Something that's limiting your ability to expand, to breathe deeply, to open your heart, to bloom out. And you're drawing energy in a very small way, like literally through a straw, like if you were underwater, with a straw poking above the water and breathing. It almost looks like you're encased in stone and crystal, like a rough edges, like this would be like rough edges. Wow. So your this is like there's a word for it, diamond in the rough. That's what this is. They're showing that you have all of this, just like this big, much bigger than this. You look more like this size to me in the vision energetically. It's like this enormous, you're inside of it, but it's gold. It's like this. And you're encased in this. You are this enormous value. And it's not yet seen. Can't really see your value. Can't really see a lot of your talents are very hidden because they're in the rough, right? It's not like a diamond that's been polished and cut to highlight its beautiful features, or even like a clear crystal. If you would see through it, it's definitely this way, but it's packed, like you are just packed with value, packed with information, packed with different kinds of energies, because you're not all one color. It's not like you're just like this. You have a lot of different energies in there. There's also I guess this would be the best way to describe it, that inside of this stone is the true you, like this beautiful essence. So Michelangelo, I believe, was the one who said when he would carve, he'd have this huge piece of stone and he would carve this gorgeous statue, that he would chip away all the parts of it that weren't what it was. And this beautiful statue would emerge from it. This is what's going on for you. You're very present, your powers, your gifts are very strong, and they're here, like you've got everything you need, but you need to chip away the parts of you that aren't you. And it will start to reveal the curves, the edges, the shape of who you are. You will start to emerge from this rough stone. The value of the stone is there already. You are there. This is about you sculpting yourself and allowing yourself to release things that start to reveal more of you. And it's a big block of stone. So this is something that's going to take you commitment in the sense of being willing. Okay, being willing to open and to allow it. And you have a lot of gifts and you have a lot of understanding of those gifts. And now it's like if you were an artist and you were making things for somebody else, and now you've gone out on your own and you're going to carve your very own creation, it's going to come through. Who are you now? How is it going to be smooth? Where is it going to be this and that? Like letting this you emerge from it by polishing it, chipping away at it, working with it, seeing it. When an artist is working on a sculpture or a piece of art, they're completely engaged with it. It might be only in their head, or they might not know what's going to come out of that, but they're in an energy exchange with it. So be in this exchange with yourself and not only let it emerge. This is you being an active participant in molding, designing, freeing, polishing who you are. Beautiful. Thank you. So we're going to just call in the violet flame to cleanse everything and everyone. Feel it coming up, coming through you. It's a transmutational ray. It transmutes all the energy that's come up that's maybe been frustrating or that you've seen or realized. You're ready to let it go. It's going to burn that away. Burning away all energies that aren't optimal for you from this place or anywhere else. Transmuting old fears and blocks into new powers, creating clarity where there's been blocks or confusion or fuzziness. And now we're just going to take this violet flame energy and weave it all the way through. You can do what I'm doing, weave back and forth, bring it into you. Let it go in and then take out, bring it in and take it out and bring it in all the way up and down your body and through your mind and your head. And let's just complete here on the crown chakra. So this guy wants to come in one more time. So you can see and feel thanks, Donna. You can see and feel this energy, okay? Like a violet flame inside of here, coming up through all of us. And feel your crown creating a vortex shape, a pyramid shape up to your soul star. And let's go ahead and ask We give great thanks for this gathering and for this opening, for these healings, these cleansings, these revealings, for this guidance. And we ask that our crown chakras open and expand in exactly the optimal speed and rate for each of us, connecting to our soul star, creating a clear and open communication to our higher self, to our gifts, to our purpose, to our path, in each moment, trusting and aligned. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We give great thanks to the Infinity Healing Chamber, the Light Body Healing Council, the Angelic Realms, and to each and every soul and person, embodied or not, in this life or another, that has been a part of this, that will connect with this, that will receive. Let this love and freedom to be and accept your gifts go through and out from you, carry it into your day. Stop and pause before you do anything. Listen to your intuitive inner voice. See if there's any beautiful guidance, maybe just to pause or breathe, drink a glass of water, stand in the sun, maybe to not go to one appointment, maybe to look for the new possibilities that are around you or that are awakening or that are going to be awakened after this. I am divine vision. I am light, I am love, and I am infinite. I am flow, my optimal flow. I am that I am, EA Escher, EA. Thank you, thank you. Oh, it was so beautiful, you guys. Thank you. I'm so glad some of you got over here from YouTube and we got some of those answered. And I know some of you didn't get answers, but I thank all of you so much for coming. It was just beyond fun for me to see so much. I get so much every time I do this. I get to see different people and how you're awakening and start to understand things that are happening. So I'm so happy. So I do hope that you will join me in our new adventure in the Intuitive Awakening. Remember, all of these are available to you. All of these are available in YouTube, except for my class yesterday, because it's part of a product that's only available on the website. If you haven't gone there yet, let me quickly, there we go. So this is the website to get all of the Awaken Your Intuitive Gifts free gifts, the coupons, the special offers, and all of these free interviews and processes, nanakasha.com/blisslifeglobalhealing. And then you can join me for the Intuitive Awakening. And it's not going to start for about a month. So we're going to give you lots of things to do. And I keep feeling like we're going to be doing a chakra, giving a chakra thing before they actually begin. But you do start with the Awaken to your 360 senses. So you'll get that. Then you get a mini reading with me as well, and you get all of the classes. So I hope that we'll join. If you want to talk to me about it, please send a message. We'll be happy to chat. And I look forward to all of you who got a reading with me recently, or those of you in my angel class. And if there's anything else that you would like for me, you feel like would be a great topic for me to bring you really want, please let me know, because I am guided by guidance. I don't make up, oh, I'm going to do an intuition class right now. It came through last year that I should do this summit, and that it leads to this, and that we're brought. So what I did was bring together for you so many different ways, so many different people who are using their intuitive gifts that help awaken intuitive gifts, so that you have this variety to choose from. And then you know what's right for you. So if you resonate with me, fantastic, let's play. If you resonate with someone else, great, go play with them. Remember, you're constantly having the opportunity for guidance to come. So your intuition probably led you here. And there's many ways to do it. You can email me if you have special questions. There's a 3-payment plan, and it's on a special 30% off. So that's one of my gifts to you. And I hope that you will remember, we're going to play games, we're going to have activations, we're going to interact with each other, we're going to do readings, and I'm going to be able to help you decipher what comes through, because you can see that's a big part of it. And This is everything included, 5 classes, then they'll be recorded. So if you can't make it live, it's okay, because this is going to be available for people to use for many, many years to come. The activation classes are going to include all kinds of exercises, all kinds of information. We're going to learn about all this and do it. And then we'll have 3 intuition games, practice, play sessions that are really fun, including a last class celebration and attunement. You're going to get 4 visualization type meditation awakenings on audio, 3 intuition attunements. This is something for you to use every morning whenever you're going to create, or that could be going to your job is creating, cooking is creating, writing a book is creating, figuring out what you're going to offer in your business or presentation at your job is creating. You're always creating. And 1 for dreaming, that you do before you meditate, or that you do before you sleep, that you do so that you can fine tune your intuitive gifts to be in connection and cleansed and cleared. And we're going to have cleanses and clearings and real life assignments and all kinds of fun. So I hope I will see you, and I hope you have a beautiful and blessed day. Thank you for being here and joining me. It's been so much fun. It's such an honor. And I hope that you have a beautiful and blessed day. Thanks, everybody. Bye-bye.